up, my murder? New World is back with a new zone, new dungeon, new weapon, a group finder, and plenty of optimization changes and updates that make the game run much smoother. The new zone, Brimstone Sands, is a massive new area that can be player controlled much like all of the southern regions. It was taken over before most people could even log in on patch day on our server, but it's more opportunity for new companies to try and get a territory of their own. The zone encompasses the western region north of Evanscale and is only accessible by completing the related main story quest picked up in Stone Edge Mountains. Upon entering the zone, we started doing every random quest we found and getting legendary items with scaled up gear score levels, even if our expertise wasn't up to it, ranging from 590 to 610. And we mean that yes, when you equip it, the gear score of the item does not sink down to your expertise level. Whether this is intentional or a bug, we're not sure. It definitely gives newer players the ability to catch up easily. Speaking of which, they've optimized the new player experience by completely altering the story quests that progress you through the game to better suit progression. One of our friends started playing with us and ended up getting over 16 levels in just a few hours. Not only is the new player experience improved, but so has the graphics in some areas and optimized some things that make the game run much smoother. Everfall is one city of note that has seen massive updates to the infrastructure, adding walls and gates and even upgrading the existing housing. On top of that, the group finder they've added gives players both old and new the ability to post up a group or apply to join one for a dungeon in a not so tidy kinda clunky UI, but it's still better than nothing. Despite frustrations involving elitism and gatekeeping, where if you do not meet a specific item level or gear score, they won't accept your application to join their excursion into the expedition, it's still a huge improvement. It's always frustrating when you think you've gotten into a group and another of your gaming style, be it tank, DPS, or healer, with higher gear score applies and you get removed in place for them. In my personal opinion, I think they should have taken a step further and added a matchmaking dungeon finder like literally every other MMO already has. While this comes with its own issues, at least it gives newer players a chance to participate. After all, everyone has to start somewhere, and if new players can't get into groups to get higher gear scores, then how is the community to grow? With this in mind, the new dungeon, the Ennead, is especially difficult and not recommended for new players or the faint of heart. Our first attempt took 2 hours just to get through the first boss, and some of those in our group had completed the dungeon a couple times in the public test realm. It only took one wipe for people to start asking what everyone's gear score was, of course, but once we moved past that, we were able to learn the fights together, and it was pretty fun. Learning new content is always a blast for me. It's like a high-stakes puzzle. On to my favorite subject of this video, the Greatsword. The entire reason that I reinstalled the game and decided to give it another chance, they finally added my favorite weapon in any fantasy game. Greatsword has an absolutely smooth feel to the gameplay and abilities. I was honestly shocked how good it felt and how little I would swap to an alternate weapon, even when tanking. Uniquely, this weapon scales 80% off of strength and 80% off of dexterity. This means that regardless of whether your strength, dex, cons, this is an advantageous weapon to start grinding that mastery on. The wide variety of abilities makes it a highly versatile weapon on top of being over-tuned to do as much damage as the Great Axe or Hatchet. It's surely going to dominate in PvP. On that subject, PvP is still trash, however. In fact, it's now worse overall as some of the armor got nerfed and it now explicitly states some benefits, crit damage reduction in particular, are only enabled for PvP, which removes the benefit for tanks and PvE content. The arenas and outpost rush are always one-sided and take way too much effort to get enough points or win in order to get the bonuses for a chance at additional gear. Aimbot is still rampant among musket and bow users. Great Axe hammer builds are still indestructible for some reason, and worst of all, the group balancing is just atrocious. You can get an entire group of 20 ranged with no healers and get absolutely decimated. Maybe this is why we still have yet to see a proper matchmaking queue for expeditions, because Amazon can't make an algorithm that doesn't put their own fraudulently copyrighted products at the top of their page. If you're thinking about coming back though, keep in mind that the update was huge, over 25 gigabytes, and because they merged servers so much from the population drop, they aren't prepared for a large influx of new or returning players, and the populated servers have a very high queue time. Also, if you don't know anyone in big companies that own a lot of territory, good luck in actually getting into any of the wars or invasions. The gatekeeping extends even as far as that core mechanic is blocked off from those that might have smaller circles of friends. It's not like they don't have an entire server farm, like, I don't know, Amazon Web Services to just spin up some more. But I digress. They've also added music. That's right, you can now play musical instruments in-game, like Guitar Hero on your keyboard. A lot of the songs are actually decent and you can play alone or as a group with multiple instruments. Another awesome aspect to this is that it gives you an easy prompt to tip the one playing music when the song is over, and it gives you a buff. The buffs are mostly gathering or rep bonuses, but still helpful. Though at times people can make honest mistakes, sometimes it seems like people mess up the songs on purpose to annoy those in the area. This actually has skill levels and rewards for leveling it up just like other trade and crafting skills, and the rewards for leveling it are different buffs, and getting tips doesn't hurt either. Along with that, they've added some sort of prestige levels to crafting and gathering skills. If you've already leveled a skill to the max of 200, you can keep going and about every third of the way earn a reward chest that increases in value of drops with each level. This offers a supply of items related to the crafting skill you leveled, often giving you a bonus to what you've already gathered and even a gem you can turn into an orb for a gear roll. There's still an extra incentive to gather and craft. While this isn't exactly a review, we feel it's worth saying that overall we think New World is worth checking out if you haven't done so yet, and if you had played it previously, we think it's worth giving it another shot, flaws aside. If you're a returning or new player or a die-hard fan that never stopped playing, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content and be notified of the Modern Warfare 2 and Gotham Knights videos coming out along with several of the new titles. Thanks for watching. This has been your updates and news with The Captain Crow Show.